During the regular semester, when we're doing in-person classes, we give a couple quizzes in Module 7, which I gave you a couple quizzes in Alex, so same thing, but I just kind of want to give you an idea because you're not always going to have online math classes, so I want to give you kind of a flavor of like what a quiz would look like if it was in person, paper and pencil. A lot of things are the same as your quiz, but some things are different that you can write out, and this will just give you an idea of what we expect from you from this class. Okay, this is the first quiz, and it's on writing equations. So we have a candy counter. 3 pounds of candy costs $4, while 6 pounds of candy costs $5. So the relationship between the pounds of candy purchased and the price is linear. What this means is you can write an equation y equals mx plus b, and it will graph as a line. So create two order pairs. And this is where a lot of students don't read carefully and they don't watch the order. So make sure you have it in that order, pounds and costs. Because I think on the quiz we gave it in the right order, but then on the test we didn't, and students missed it because they didn't pay attention. So 3 pounds cost $4. So we have to write a lot of stuff in this quiz, so why don't we just label those right away and then we won't forget. And then the second one, pounds and costs, 6 costs $5. And again, this is pounds and dollars. Using your two order pairs, right there, write the equation. So the minute you read those three words, the very first thing that should come to your mind is, oh, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So the minute you see find an equation, write an equation, write a linear equation, that's what should come to your mind. And a lot of students go, well, why not y equals mx plus b? Well, for that one, we need a slope and a y-intercept. And notice I don't have a y-intercept. I can find the slope easily, but I don't have a y-intercept. So y equals mx plus b is not the best method for this problem. You could do it that way, but you create more work for yourself. So if one of your points is not the y-intercept, this is the equation we use. So for this equation, we need an x1. Let's underline this in orange. We need a y1. We haven't done this for a while, so I'll re-explain it a little bit. And we need an m. Well, when we were picking points, I said usually try and pick ones with the smallest numbers, least number of negatives. So this one has smaller numbers. So the only thing I'm missing, I have my x1, I have my y1, is my m. So I can go over here to the side and do my m. Second y minus first y would be 5 minus 4 over second x minus first x, which is 6 minus 3. And so this is 1/3. So that's my m. Now I am ready to go. So y minus, in place of y1, I'm going to put 4 equals, in place of m. 1 second, I forgot to turn my phone off. My bad. Turn it off real fast. Okay. So y minus 4 equals m, which is 1/3 times x minus, the first x is 3. So next, remember we want to leave our answers in y equals mx plus b form. So that means we need to solve for y, which means get y alone. But before I can bring this 4 over, I have to get rid of the parentheses there. So if you need to use your calculator, you can use it on this next step. So 1/3 times x is 1/3 x. And then we have 1/3 times -3, which hopefully you notice that when you multiply reciprocals, you always get 1. But if you don't know that, hopefully maybe now you will, because this is a reciprocal of this. So I know I'm going to get 1, and it's going to be negative. So 1 fraction bar 3 times -3 is a -1 as predicted. Y minus 4 equals 1/3 x minus 1. And the funny thing is, on this one, on the test and quiz, a lot of students stop here. But remember, this is called finding the slope. So yes, that is step 1, but that's not writing the equation. So that's why I write this first, so I don't lose track of what I'm doing and accidentally stop there. So the minute I read those words, I put that equation down. And then the last step to get y alone is add 4. And so we get y equals 1/3 x, 4 minus 1 plus 3. And that is called writing the equation for those 2 points. So all I need is 2 points or a point and a slope, and I can write an equation or even a picture. If you have a line on a graph, you can get the y-intercept and the slope from the graph. Okay, what is the average rate of change? Well, what does that mean again? Average rate of change, that's the slope. Didn't we already find the slope up above? The only difference is now they're asking for rate of change. That means it needs to be labeled. So we can bring our 1/3 up. What is the average rate of change? 1/3. What does this value mean? So then we got to write a sentence about it. So remember, when we do this, it's y per x. So we don't have to label slope unless they ask, but we always have to label rate of change. And this is the reason I labeled my points up here. So y per x, and remember why it's y per x, because the y's are on the top. This is read as per division, and the x's are in the denominator. So that's where the y per x comes. And so we look up here and we go y dollars per pound. So 1/3 dollars per pound. But what I usually tell students when we're talking about money, it's really better to have it as a decimal. And this, you'll learn, is really the only time in your math life that you're allowed to round. If they don't even have to tell you, because money's always 2 decimal places. So you can take, I think most of you know 1/3 is 0.3333333, but 1 divided by 3. And so if we were changing that to money, and like I said, you don't have to be told that it's okay to round on money. We always round to 2 decimal places. So we could say, or 33, 3 followed by a 3 says keep it 3, 33 cents per pound, which is more like how you would answer a money problem. So that's the rate of change, the first question they ask. And like I said, this is a better way to write it. When we're writing an equation, we have to use exact values. So I would not have been able to make that 0.33 right there. So we have to have exact values when we're writing the equation. But when we're answering questions about money, generally we round it to 2 decimal places unless told otherwise. So what does this value mean? Candy increases in cost by 33 cents per pound purchased. And remember how when we're talking about slope, we have to use increases or decreases? That's why I said that. So the cost of candy is increasing by 33 cents per pound purchased. So the cost of candy is increasing by 33 cents per pound purchased. Or something to that effect. Of course, your equation or sentence doesn't have to be exactly that, but you should always have the something per something in it. And you should always use words like increasing, decreasing, rising, falling to indicate whether the slope is positive or negative, which in this case it's positive. What is the y-intercept? Well, we could find it because we know y-intercept means x equals 0, but we could also locate it right here. Whenever we have y equals mx plus b, 0 comma b is always your y-intercept. So I don't really have to do any work. X-intercept, yes, I have to do work, but y-intercept, I should be able to tell right here. So what is the y-intercept of the line? 0 comma 3. And we can, why don't we just bring this down and show y so that you have that to look at. So this is your b. That way, when you study it before you take your chapter 7 test, you're like, oh yeah, I know where I got that. What does this y-intercept represent? So they want us to write an equation about it. So again, this is pounds. This is dollars from above. Remember when they told us this? So 0 pounds of candy costs $3. So a lot of students are like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Well, maybe you had to buy the bag. Maybe there's a service charge, a service fee. Maybe they give you really cheap candy, but they make you pay a little service fee at the beginning. So it is possible that 0 pounds of candy can cost $3 because maybe it's just $3 to walk in the store, $3 to buy a bag, $3 for a service fee. So when you purchase 0 pounds of candy, you will still pay a $3 service fee or something like that. Entrance fee. It's kind of better. The one we have on the final is about a state fair. You pay $8 to get in and then $3 per ride. So that makes more sense in this scenario than this. Or another one, what was another one? Oh, a taxi. That was one that we had on a past test. So the taxi charges you $5 just to come to your house, and then it's $1 a mile after that or something. So that's the kind of thing we're trying to show you here, that 0 pounds isn't always $0, just like 0 miles in the taxi is not $0. They charge you to come. Or if you have a handyman at your house, you pay $50 to get him at your house and then maybe $75 an hour to do the work. So it's just a service fee, entrance fee, going to the state fair. You pay an entrance fee, so something like that. So it's like your base. And in this case, even if you don't purchase candy, you have to pay that $3 fee, maybe just to get in the store. Okay. We only have about 30 seconds left, so I'll start the second page on the next video, okay?